What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. Hope everybody had a absolutely fantastic Thanksgiving. Hope everybody got some good Black Friday deals. I know I spent a little too much probably this weekend, mostly on wax, actually pretty much all on wax. I may have talked about this already on a live stream on Saturday night. As I am recording this, I am debating doing a live stream after I'm done recording this. So kind of a weird timing thing there. But yeah, I've bought mostly wax so far on Black Friday deals. I got some stuff from Blowout. I got some stuff from David Adams. I got some stuff from Amazon. I got some stuff from my LGS. And now it's kind of holding pattern mode to see what pops up either Sunday today or Monday leading into Cyber Monday. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I've mostly bought a bunch of wax. If you picked up anything cool or good, drop it in the comments down below. Just kind of curious, but we'll do a full recap video once I kind of get everything in hand, which it looks like some of the stuff might take into, maybe a week and a half. Some of the Amazon stuff that I got had a long shipping delay on the Magic boxes. I bought some Magic the Gathering stuff on the Amazon dump. Some Pokemon boxes. I know. I don't feel great about it either. But my LGS had a pretty good deal on some booster boxes that I snagged. I snagged some basketball product from DNA. I snagged some football product from Blowout. So all sorts of random nonsense. But that's mostly about what I have been looking at this last week or so, really the last couple days. The other thing that I picked up, which you can see on the screen here, and kind of the main thing of the week, kind of a quiet news week in some regards, but it was all centered around Topps, really. Topps and SGC were kind of the two movers in the news category this week. Topps came out with the promotion with SGC for $9 a card grading out of anything out of 2022 Bowman Chrome. And 2022 Bowman Chrome is all the hotness right now. That's what everyone's talking about. That's what everyone's ripping. That's what everyone is chasing. At the time of recording, it is still available on Topps' website for $269 a box. I picked up 2 of these at that price point. Actually, I got it a little bit less. Topps had a 10% off coupon and they had free shipping. So I actually got it down to, I think it ended up being a little under $260 a box out the door, which was way cheaper than I could find it anywhere else. So I just fired away on Topps. It is up on Fanatics website as well. Fanatics is priced much higher, but the way I understand it, and I'm not 100% up on this because I don't buy a lot of stuff from Fanatics. Typically, I buy some, clothes every once in a while. But essentially, you could kind of work the system with some Costco gift cards and some other nonsense and actually get this down to slightly cheaper than what the Topps price is going for. So if you are looking for boxes of 2022 Bowman Chrome, at least online and even at my local today, this $269 price and the Fanatics price with some shenanigans were the 2 cheapest prices I found around. It's always fun when you go to your local show. And if I could have found boxes in that 260 range, I probably would have bought 2 more, to be honest. But everyone there was super high priced, and it always makes me laugh when you walk the show floor and the dealers were at $325 on Bowman Chrome boxes. And I'm just like, guys, these are $270 right now on Topps' website. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? At least wait till Topps sells out of them. I didn't see very many people selling them at that price point. I actually wanted to get some Topps Update hangers, but none in the building. I wanted some Topps Update hangers because I want to kind of rip 2022 Topps Update. And I thought I'd be able to find a couple at my local show today since they're not too terribly expensive. I was going to grab a couple and none in the building. None in the building. So the pushed indented box, hobby box of 2022 Update that I have continues to play the siren's call to get me to open it. And then the other big Topps news this week was the MVP buyback program. We talked about that in the video yesterday. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check that video out. But the quick and dirty is If you have Goldschmidt or Judge cards from 2022 Topps Chrome, you could turn it into participating LCSs for store credit. Another little fun thing of the show today where I guess people were arriving early to dig through value boxes to see if anyone had something that shouldn't have been in a value box from 2022 Topps Chrome to maybe snag a deal on something to use it for the buyback stuff. It looks like people are selling for about 50 to 75% eBay prices on eBay. Like a base Judge and Goldschmidt are going for about 10 to 15 bucks. Mostly closer to 10, which I guess is people just saying I would rather have cash money to use anywhere that I want than 20 bucks in store credit at an LCS. But that's neither here nor there. It just kind of depends on your prerogative on how you want to play that. But one of the big sale items this week, as we kind of talked about in that MVP buyback video, was, Topps did this, and it definitely, then all the big outlets, DNA, Blowout, etc., all put 2020 Topps Chrome on sale. Topps.com itself. This was a product that was not moving anyone. It was a way to kind of shake up the snow globe and get that 2022 Topps Chrome product off the shelf. So those were really the two biggest news things this week. On a Thanksgiving week, that and Black Friday deals were kind of like really about it as we kind of head into the tail end of the year here. So as I mentioned, Bowman Chrome is kind of the hot release this week. Box prices on the secondary market are also sitting around that $275 to $300 mark, just kind of depending. Mostly $275 to $285 is where a vast majority of them are. So I definitely would not pay over $300 a box right now for sure. Obviously, when they're sitting for $269, but if you're out at a show or something like that, like don't get FOMO'd into buying one just because they happen to be sitting in front of you. The hot player from said release is Jackson Chourio, probably saying that wrong. His first Bowman auto is the leader in the clubhouse. We could see a gold sold, gold refractor 42 out of 50, $15,000 crossed out. I checked 130 point. This sold for $10K. His refractor autos seem to be going for around $1,000, and base autos seem to be going for between $500 and $700, just kind of depending on the day and the condition. But he is the big time chase. What I have been told and what I have heard, and I am no prospect guy, so someone in the comments can inform me if this is different. He is one of the top best prospects in all of minor league baseball, but the way I understand it is a lot of that is defense driven and kind of hoping that his bat comes around. I don't think his bat is terrible. It's just not at the level of where the price point's at, but I think he's getting a little hype from the fact that he is such a high rated prospect, but a lot of that's being driven by his defense. There's a couple other guys in this set. There's a big Yankees prospect, a bonus baby, that is in the set as well that a lot of people are chasing. But overall, this is supposed to be a fairly good product with a lot of international hitters in it. And Bowman's always a good stash and hold. So I have my two boxes. They will get tucked away. As always, if you are looking to buy singles, especially of these super inflated guys, just wait a couple weeks, let things kind of settle down a little bit and let the chips fall where they may, and then go ahead and dive in. Let's go ahead and dive into market movers. Link in the description down below if you want access to your very own charts and graphs. You get the first month for just $1 if you want to try it out. Starting with football first, and we're going to look at the vaunted 2021 draft class. And I think one of the things that I'm going to dive into this upcoming week is a deep dive on, not deep dive, but a look into wax. I have not done a straight sealed wax market style, charts and graph style video for quite a while. And I think it's time to dive into one. And part of the reason why is the 2021 NFL class was kind of, bequeathed as, oh my goodness, this is amazing. There's 5 quarterbacks in this class. This is great. You only need a couple of them to really do well, and you're going to be just golden. And the problem is that this class has kind of sucked this year. Let's go ahead and run down it. And this is Prism Silver PSA 10s for the big 5 from the class: Fields, Lawrence, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance. And we ran this back to August 1st. So we have the whole first month run up to the season. This is right after the National, into the season up until present day. Justin Fields has been playing exceptionally well lately. His stuff is still down 33% from the summer. Trevor Lawrence, we're going to save for last because we need to do a little bit of a bigger talk about that one. Mac Jones, Silver Prism, PSA 10, down 76% since the summer. Zach Wilson, recently benched. Hide your mothers, down 69%. Trey Lance, Silver Prism, down 70, almost 74%. Obviously, he got hurt very early on into the season. Now, T-Law is up 100%, but there is an asterisk next to this one that we need to discuss. His pop count is significantly lower than everybody else's. I don't know if this is a situation of a weird printing issue with his card. We have seen this in the past, especially in football, dating all the way back to Mahomes 2017. Prism Silver has a dimple on it. Lamar Jackson's base Prism has an issue with it. LaMelo Ball Silver Prism has an issue with it where they're all slightly, I think it's off-centering on the ball. But regardless, there's been these certain cards, certain players where there was an issue with the printing, whether on accident or on purpose, who knows. But Trevor Lawrence's PSA 10 population count is much lower. His PSA 10 has only popped 29. To give you some points of reference, Fields is a 144, Mac is 314, Zach Wilson is 91, and Trey Lance is 96. So 29 is pretty low. I don't want to say I'm basically throwing the Lawrence data out, but that number seems a little off kilter to me. There is multiple sales at that point, 1900, 2K, even above that. He's played okay this year. There's zero chance I would pay 2K for a T-Law PSA 10 Silver Prism. Like I said, I think part of that is artificially inflated due to the population counts on the PSA 10. That's just me. I could be wrong on that. But regardless, the 2021 class has just been absolutely hammered this year all around. Meanwhile, the 2020 class, I didn't pull data for them, but it's been the guys that you wouldn't think of. Herbert and Burrow have been fine this year. None of them are blowing you out of the water. Burrow was pretty good early on. Then Chase got hurt and things got kind of weird. He has a lot of numbers, but the team's not playing great. Herbert has had injuries, not with himself. Well, actually himself too. He had rib issues, but all his wide receivers are hurt. But really, it's Tua and Hurts that have kind of been carrying the 2020 class. So I kind of want to do a deep dive into wax, specifically on hobby boxes, starting with football. We'll look at everything, but look for that video probably coming out sometime later this week. Moving along in football, I also have not checked in on Patrick Mahomes prices in forever. So I popped in. This is since the end of August, so basically right before the season started. I think we went back a flat 90 days on this one. PSA 10 Silver Prism, PSA 10 Optic Red and Yellow, nice color match there, and a PSA 10 Optic Hollow. Now, I should denote, I did filter out zero feedbackers here, but this card is regularly manipulated. So anytime you were looking at comps on Mahomes stuff, quadruple check bid histories, make sure everything is on the up and up. The data tools, most of them will try to filter some of that stuff out. But if you're looking to buy Mahomes stuff, I would do my due diligence and triple check comps on cards, especially if it's something lower pop that doesn't sell very often. So with all those caveats out of the way, his stuff has basically been flat. It actually dipped a little bit. You can see it took a little bit of a dip at the beginning of the season, into the mid-season, like week 5, week 6. As the Chiefs were, Mahomes wasn't playing as great back then. They were still trying to figure things out. He has definitely turned it up a little bit lately, and his prices have slightly rebounded from that. So essentially, he's flat. The red and yellow is down slightly, but the Optic Hollow and the Prism Silver are the two main market leaders for his normal, I'm using air quotes there, cards have basically remained flat throughout the season up until this point. Like I said, there was a little dip, and then they've kind of bounced back with his play as of late. And they may be setting up for a run here. We'll see. The rest of the AFC looks kind of wide open, other than maybe the Dolphins giving them a run for their money. But it's kind of a weird year this year. And Mahomes and Kelsey, people just cannot seem to figure that tandem out, as they're absolutely shredding people once again. So we will see where his prices go from here. One of the purchases that I made was some Mahomes sealed wax. Popped up on a pretty good, I think that was blowout deal that a couple of us bought. That I just snagged one because I didn't want to go crazy because of the price point, but we'll talk about that once it gets in. Switch over and let's finish up with basketball here. Maybe I've actually come in a little bit shorter today on a holiday weekend. Leading off with Embiid. This is a Silver Prism PSA 10. I went back 90 days on this. That takes us to the beginning of September, late August, and kind of shows us that lead up into the season. He has another injury. He's going to be out probably close to a month, I think, with a foot sprain. I don't know that I've seen a firm timetable on that, but according to some injury people that I follow, that the average time missed is a few weeks with that. But, mileage may vary there. But his Silver Prism has taken a little bit of a hit. He was playing really, really well. You can see there was one kind of outlier sale here where it went up to 1,500. It was a little over almost 1,300 prior to the season starting. It is currently sitting at 720 and 750. Only popped 78 on this. So there are not a lot of these out there. He is a tremendous basketball player, but the 76ers right now are snake bitten as a team, being out Embiid, Harden, and Maxey now. And as good as Embiid is, the dude just could not stay healthy. But man, when he is, I want no part of that business as a Cavs fan. He is an absolute beast. But his prices are dipping a little bit based off the latest injury news. He's just a tough player to put a bunch of money into, whether it's for quick flip or long hold. Even if he is one of the best big men in the league, the guy could just not stay on the court consistently. Let's go ahead and close out here with a little Zion and Ja talk. Both their prices kind of dipped a little bit. Ja had the ankle sprain. I think people were worried that was a way more scarier injury than what it was, and he was going to be out for a while. I think he only ended up missing like a game, maybe two. And he's already back and he's playing really well. Desmond Bane's out for a while, so that could hurt them a little bit. Zion also playing fine, but not living up to the lofty expectations that the hobby has placed upon him. So his card prices have dipped as well. And as you can see, I wanted both these guys on the same chart. The light blue line on the bottom at the beginning is Ja Morant. The dark blue line is Zion Williamson. And you can see that they have basically crossed paths and are now selling essentially for the same amount of money. PSA 10 Silver Zion currently going for $922. Ja Morant currently going for $910. It'll be interesting to see if Ja gets a little bit of a bounce back now that he's kind of back a little quicker than I think people thought from that injury. But for the most part, the established stars, upper tier of the basketball market that have high expectations on them, continue to kind of price correct as the market as a whole kind of figures itself out. Even Luka's down slightly, just a little bit, even though he is playing extremely well. He is one of the MVP frontrunners right now, other than the fact that the Mavericks as a team aren't that great. So I actually think Luka prices could potentially be in a little bit of a trouble long term. And when I say long term, I just mean like throughout the season, because I don't think they're going to go very far in the playoffs at all. He is ridiculously good. Do not get me wrong. He is probably playing the best in the entire league right now. But he's it. That team is nasty, and not in a good way. I don't even know who their second best player is. Like Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Dwight Powell. It's bad. They need to get him some help. And I feel like this is just kind of going to be a little bit of a lost year. And then they need to reset after Jalen Brunson left for the Knicks. So even though he may play extremely well this year, if they even make it into the playoffs, I don't necessarily see them going far. He could put up some monster numbers. And for NBA, the playoffs really matter. You got to make that big run. As we kind of talked about it before the season started, the guys performing the best are the ones coming out of the woodwork, the cheaper guys. Bull is still one of the biggest winners of this NBA season. So let's go ahead and wrap it up there. That is all I have for you guys and girls. Monday, we are probably going to chat a little on the non-sports card side of things, probably with a little focus on Magic and Hasbro this week, with all the nonsense and shenanigans going on over in that neck of the woods. Like I said, I would like to kind of dig into some charts and graphs on sealed wax this week. May not have straight daily videos this week, not 100% sure yet. This is the opening week of gun season in Ohio for white-tailed deer. And I have hunted deer pretty much my entire life since I was, I don't even know, 10, 12 maybe. So I will be in the woods the first couple days of the week, chasing Bambi around, trying to get some fresh steaks for the grill. So depending on how that whole situation plays out and how tired I am, will dictate what the content schedule kind of looks like for this week. So it might be a little more hit or miss this week than normal. I always say that, and then it probably just end up that we'll have daily videos for this week. Just depends. But if any new stuff happens, especially on Monday or Tuesday, I will be slow getting to it compared to normal because I will be pretty much disconnected from the internet at least most of the day on Monday. So with all that being said, go get some good Cyber Monday deals out there. Catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.